Hi, I'm Noah, and between in-person and online, I've had over 40 different language teachers learning Spanish and French. So I've accumulated a few things to look out for and to look for when choosing a new language teacher. That's exactly what I'm going to share with you today is 14 things to look for and look out for when choosing a new language teacher, whether that is in person, on italki, Preply, Langy, or any other online language learning platform. So, let's get into it. 14 things to look for or look out for when choosing a new potential language teacher. Choose a native of the language that you're learning. No matter how good we get at another language, we are never going to be a native speaker. Pick a teacher who's a native. Good audio. Make sure that you can hear your teacher. Usually there'll be an introduction video where you'll get a good idea of what the classroom is going to sound like. Make sure there's not a tss in the background, or that their headphone jack isn't messed up and you're hearing every time they move a little bit, or that they're in too wide of a room and there's too much echo. All these things can be really distracting, and it's probably going to be your experience again and again and again and again and again. So with that first meeting, take note of these things. Make sure their video camera is good enough for you. Good Wi-Fi. Make sure your teacher can meet your needs, whether that's grammar, speaking, accent elimination, interpretation, giving out homework every class, whatever your specific needs are, make sure your teacher can meet those. Make sure they're using a laptop. It's just easier to teach from a laptop. It's easier to get resources, to show you things, to everything. Everything is easier on a laptop, so make sure they have a laptop. Plus, a laptop, usually they're using their home Wi-Fi, and so if their Wi-Fi is bad, they can probably switch to their phone hotspot in case of an emergency. Pick a teacher with a lot of experience on the platform that they're on. They might have 20 years of experience under their belt, but if they're on a new platform, they might not know what they're doing yet. They might not know how to navigate it, how to help you, the student, navigate the platform in case you're having trouble. I'd say someone with at least 600 classes under their belt would be a good pick. How are their reviews? Are they reliable? What do their lowest reviews say? Are they canceling classes last minute, rescheduling last minute with no heads up? If this is what the reviews say, trust the reviews. And if this is your experience, if they're rescheduling your very first class multiple times or canceling it, trust that this is going to be a reoccurring experience that you're going to experience again and again and again. You don't want that. You're not going to have a reliable schedule or teacher. And when you're really excited for your language class and your teacher reschedules it 2 minutes before class, it does not feel good. You deserve better than that. Watch out for it. What is with all the commotion? Are they canceling classes, rescheduling classes? Is it messy? Is the audio bad today? Is there bad Wi-Fi today? Are they on their phone half the class? If they're doing these things, eating, and there's no good excuse for eating during class. But if they're doing as a teacher, if they're doing these things and there's no good excuse, trust that these things are going to happen again and again. I used to have a Spanish teacher that I loved with all of my heart. She was great. Yeah, great personality, great teacher. When she showed up. When she didn't cancel a class last second. But eventually, after like the 9th time that I showed up and I was ready, and she said, sorry, something happened, I finally got it. That this is going to keep happening. Make sure that your teacher is getting you to speak. They should be getting you to speak and do activities as much as possible, not taking over the conversation every time or speaking more than half the class. They should not be speaking more than you. Now, if they're answering a question or explaining something, of course, this is natural. And a little bit of chit-chat, is fine. But the goal should be to get you to use the language as much as possible. Make sure your teacher is doing that. Find a teacher who speaks your native language or another language that you know. They're going to be able to help you more than someone who does not speak a language that you already know. Sometimes I have a grammar teacher, and then for about half the price I have a speaking teacher. You can learn with your nitpicky grammar teacher and get a good base while you're working with a speaking teacher and memorizing phrases and having this back and forth conversation. Eventually, what you're learning with your grammar teacher and that base, it's going to catch up to having these conversations that you're having with your speaking teacher. I found that it works well with me. It's worked well with me with Spanish, with French, at a beginner level, an intermediate level, even at an advanced level. I still find that this method works good for me, having a grammar teacher and a speaking teacher. Your language teacher doesn't need to know another language, but I can definitely say that I became twice the teacher I once was after learning another language. If they're native to more than one language, this is probably going to make them a better teacher. And if they have learned another language that they are not native to, they're probably going to be a much better teacher. We wouldn't take financial advice from someone who is poor. And in the same way, we probably shouldn't be learning a language from someone who hasn't experienced learning one themselves either. They could be a good financial advisor, they could be a good teacher, but they're probably going to be a much better teacher if they've had the experience of learning another language themselves and then teaching a language to someone else. This is my last 2 cents on the topic, and it's be real with yourself. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a speaking teacher that kind of feels like your friend? Are you looking for a more strict grammar teacher that might not always feel like your friend but is giving you a good base, teaching you well, and not letting all of the little mispronounced words go by? Or are you looking for someone kind of right in between? Little speaking, little grammar, pretty friendly environment and vibration happening? The clearer you are on what you want, what you're looking for, the easier it's going to be to find your language teacher or teachers. That's it. That's everything. Good luck finding your teacher. I'm trying to wake my YouTube account up right now, so if you see some good pointers from this video, leave a like, a comment, share it with someone you know who might be looking for a teacher. Feel free to buy me a book, a coffee. I don't get paid on YouTube, so I appreciate that. And if you'd like to see more content like this, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!